but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information, of course, come from the smart device application Today in History. What happened today in history? So when? Oh, your audio's out again. Damn it. Why can't I hear you? Okay, well. Nope, still can't hear you. Oh well, while he's figuring that out, historical calendar and the website onthisday.com. For links to the sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting, you can check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander, and hopefully I will be rejoined by the Sohen here pretty soon. But anyway, while we're going on here, today is Tuesday, September 6, 2022. Audio check, Mr. Sohen, 1, 2. Hello? Well, shit. He just thought he got his mic fixed, but apparently not. I heard him earlier. Oh, wait.
4.
There you are.
Push to talk.
Oh, boy, yeah, push to talk. Duh. Wow. So, anyway, would you like to start us off in 3114 BC? Good lord.
I don't even have everything set up.
Up.
No.
Wait, you don't have things set up, or you do?
I don't have everything set up yet.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, I will take my first turn here. Once again, 3114 BC. The dates, the Maya/Mesoamerican long count calendar starts dating from as corresponding to the Julian calendar. So this date way back then is when it started. Anyway, moving on up into 1492, Christopher Columbus's fleet left Gomera, Canary Islands. And then 1522, Ferdinand Magellan's Spanish expedition aboard the Victoria returned to Spain without their captain. This was the first to circumnavigate the Earth. Wow. So first global circumnavigation finished on this date. That's pretty big. Are you set up and ready, or do I have...
1622, Spanish silver fleet disappears off Florida Keys. 1,000 die.
I think it means thousands died. I hate it when they do that. Like, why not just type in thousands or 100? Like,
sounds like pirates.
Maybe.
Off the Spanish silver fleet.
Yeah. What is the Spanish silver fleet? Let me look that up. Well, Google is lagging.
But yeah, that definitely, especially during the time period, smells like pirates.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Spanish silver fleet. So, what was the Spanish silver fleet? Or the West Indies fleet. Spanish Flota de Indias, also called the Silver Fleet or Plate Fleet, from the Spanish plata, meaning silver. It was a convoy system of sea routes organized by the Spanish Empire from 1566 to 1790, which linked Spain with its territories in the Americas across the Atlantic Ocean. Dang. So it wasn't just a fleet; it was a system of what did I just say? Sea routes. So it was like a trade thing. So wow. So yeah, pirates. That would make sense. Like, because probably French or English pirates, doing that to prevent Spain from, really becoming strong, because essentially that ageist form of corporate espionage. Why can't I talk? So.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that it's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Also, 1642, English Long Parliament issues ordinance ordering the closure of London Theatre, including the Globe Theatre, once owned by William Shakespeare, after Globe Theatre fire.
Oh, okay. So this is because of the why would it say including the Globe Theatre? Because isn't this the Globe? Yeah, that's the Globe Theatre fire. But
that got hit. That place got hit by the fire. There's other places too that.
Huh. Well, no, no, it didn't get because I remember the Globe Theatre fire started in Globe Theatre. This is not from the London fire. This is 42, not 66.
I know.
So this started because I remember watching a video. This started in the Globe Theatre, but that just
I
makes.
was just reading what it says. You know.
Yeah, well, that's Shakespeare's Globe Theatre on fire. Yes, it did burn down, and they've subsequently like rebuilt it. But that fire itself actually started in the Globe Theatre itself, so it wasn't part of like some greater fire that happened. It just makes you wonder.
Hello, Scott.
Hello, Scott.
I'm on last one.
You are on camera, and you're looking as handsome as always. You gorgeous, pretty man. I swear.
And
My adorable peach. What is that? Adorable peach?
You adorable peach.
1965. 1651. King Charles II of England spends a day hiding in the oak tree during his escape after losing the Battle of Worcester.
Wow.
Oh God.
That's kind of funny. He spent his
Like, could
days.
you imagine his enemies? King Charles, come down from this tree. No.
No.
Get your ass down. No, I like it here.
I identify as a kitty cat.
I identify as an acorn. Wait.
As an acorn.
I identify as oak.
Oh shoot! Look, dude, we got the London fire again.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
But I want
And
to go back here. Like, you know, this is bothering me. English Long Parliament issued ordering of closure of London theaters. So I'm gonna look that up real quick because it's like, why would you close all the theaters? Okay, well, in September 1642, just after the First English Civil War had begun, the Long Parliament ordered the closure of all London theatres. The order cited the current times of humiliation and their incompatibility with public stage plays, representative of lasciviousness, mirth, and levity. So it was basically during the Civil War or whatever, and they're like, no entertainment for you. So I'm pretty sure that made the war worse. Okay, I got that off.
Maybe they did it because some people were tell the truth or something.
Form of silencing. Yes, that would make sense. You know, the media, entertainment, right there. That's media. So, wow, suppression. Yeah, but sorry, like, that was just bothering me. I had to look that up.
It was bothering me too.
Yeah.
It's like I'm the one that
Reddit,
the poor star that read it.
Well, Scott joined in just in time for his turn, if he so wishes.
Sounds good. So 1666, right?
Yes.
Unless you want to do anything. All right, let's see. 1666. After St. Paul's Cathedral and much of the city has been burned down for over 4 days, the Great Fire of London is finally extinguished. Wow, after 4 days.
4 days of fire. That's incredible.
I wonder how they did it.
They peed on it.
I peed on it. Oh my god. Hey, water is water.
They extinguished it from their own tears. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
they must have had a very good fire brigade.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here thinking, like, you ever saw that Japanese commercial about the blood pressure where the guy, like, he tries to put out a wildfire with a log and a branch hits him right in the forehead and blood just, like a freaking, like, miniature fire hose, and he puts the fire out with his, like, high blood pressure blood.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But there's an interesting... There's an interesting one in 1716 if you want that one. 1776, is really interesting to me personally. But once again, obviously it's your choice. All I can do is just toss out dates if you want. So
we got 2 more, right?
Yes, dos más for you.
All right. So 1716, first lighthouse built in North America in Boston.
Boston, we got a lighthouse. Hey,
yeah,
I'm sailing here.
The ship's got to know where to go, right?
or know where not to go, See that bright light? Don't go towards it. There's land. You'll run aground.
Yep. Also, 1776, the first failed submarine attack. David Bushnell's Turtle attacks British sailboat Eagle in Bay of New York.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, the turtle actually, I'm going to pull up an image on it here if you want to look at it on my screen.
Wow, man, doing the show on my computer is so much better.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I can just see it.
But the turtle, it was essentially just a glorified like oak barrel. That had like I have an inside look. Oh, here we go, a cross section. It has a series of like spinny things, you know, because there's one for like propeller, and there's one for like up and down, and then there's like a rudder, and like, you know, there's pedals and dials and all sorts of things. It's a very complicated machine. It's a one person thing, and the whole aspect of it was like you get up under like the enemy ship, and then there's like a little drill, and you drill a hole in it, and then like there's
it looks almost like a giant acorn.
More or less it is.
Yeah,
like it pretty
cool.
much is. But like right here, you kind of like see the little drill bits. They drill it into the hull of the ship, and then they have something that like puts a stick of dynamite or something in there, and the aim is to like blow a hole, you know, underneath below sea level and just cause, you know, catastrophic damage. But unfortunately, it was
like drill bit things. There's 2 drill bits on one either side.
No, there's one drill bit. I don't know what these are, but this spike thing here, that's a drill bit. Like, he literally like screws a hole into the thing, sticks a thing of dynamite in there, and he has like, you know, those little portholes he can see, so he's not doing all this blind. But unfortunately, as I said, it was a failure and it didn't work. But it was still, this is the first submarine warfare attack in history. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So imagine that, trying to figure out how to like get to the submarines like underwater, and they invented this. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like the Hunley, you know, more or less, like, you know, started perfecting the design of the submarine like this. You know, as I said, you know, very first, you know, not just submarine in warfare, but maybe submarine period. I don't know, like.
That also looks like a giant, like a gunpowder barrel or something, like with the metal, you know, ring.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just a giant bulbous glorified oak barrel. Like, you know, that's all it is, you know.
Interesting.
But yeah, like later on, because we spoke about the Hunley, but the Hunley, it, you know, like this is what started the tubular design of submarines. Like inside of it, you had the captain here, and then you had like literally like a row of people operating a crankshaft to provide propulsion.
Could you imagine that back in the day? That's got to be labor intensive as heck. Like,
yeah,
oh my gosh.
It's very small. Like, here's a picture. Like, you know, this is it. You know, this is.
Wow.
So, you know, they're all in there. There's no ventilation, no machinery, no anything. You're under the water, you know, and you don't have an oxygen supply, you know, just what's in the thing. You know, there's no tanks, no any of that. You know, you're just in there. And that was the Civil War. So. Yeah.
That is something.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it, though, that's probably like what the technology of the day. That's like just
that's cutting edge.
Ahead of its. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. That's cutting edge. That's ahead of its time. Like they were just doing everything they possibly could, and like they were risking so much, and just seeing that, like, imagine thinking about, well, we're having submarines attack us, and like they invent that. So it's like amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving on up into 1791, Mozart's opera La Clemenza di Tito premiered in Prague. Then we have, The Trail of Tears. Oof. 1839, Cherokee Nation united and ratified the Constitution at Tahlequah, Oklahoma. So, let's see here. Constitution at Tahlequah, Oklahoma. Let me look that up here real quick. Let's see here. Constitute born from Act of Union. So let's see here. Is there a wiki? Easier reading? Let's see here. Yep. Well, nope. Oh wait. Says here, Tahlequah is a city in Cherokee County, Oklahoma, located at the foothills of the Ozark Mountains. It's just telling me about the area. So without deep research, I won't be able to answer the question in my brain. But yeah, the Trail of Tears, that was a rough part of, you know, U.S. history. Like,
Yeah.
I think that was 2. So then in 1871, General Ulysses S.
61.
Grant.
61.
61. Sorry. 1861, General Ulysses S. Grant occupied Paducah, Kentucky. Grant's on our side, so that's good. Mr. Sohan.
Yeah.
So hen.
Yeah.
1862, please.
1862, Stonewall Jackson occupies Frederick, Maryland.
Oh, that's not good. So,
Like I see some of these names, and it's like I recognize them so much, and I wish I can elaborate on them, but it's.
one of these days you will. One of these days you'll be standing up and talking about things like how I've been, how Zoan has been, how Alice and her iron rant from yesterday. That's going to be you one of these days, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I recognize these names as very significant, but I can't put myself into understanding where they come from.
Stonewall Jackson was a Confederate. Well, right there, Confederate general. And actually, funnily enough, he died due to a friendly fire accident.
Wow.
Yeah, like a general, dude. Because he was coming back to the lines, and somebody got confused and shot him, and then he died 3 days later.
And I mean, imagine that if it was a little bit forward in history, he probably would have survived. But back in then, the medical, assistance and stuff, they were just amputating everybody and stuff like that.
Archaic.
So I don't.
Yeah.
Exactly. If they had anything else going towards nowadays, they may have survived, which is unfortunate.
Well, it's fortunate for us that he died because he was a really good general, and for him to go the way he did is ironic, hilarious, and beneficial towards us because he was part of the Confederacy.
Yep.
And I was saying earlier, it's bad because here in 1861, he was in Kentucky, which is on their side of the line, and then in 1862. There in Maryland, which is, right next to our capital, so, not good. But then again, Richmond, Virginia was the Confederates' capital, but that was a little farther from the line than Washington, D.C., but it was still pretty close. So, but...
Yo, if he was such a good general, he would have known to, let's see, say the word don't shoot, or let his presence be known that he's on their side or something.
That sounds like what a spy would say.
Shoot.
Yes.
They have identification. They could say their code.
Maybe.
You know what I think? I don't know. It depends on the situation when he got friendly fired and killed, but it just. I'd love to know the actual situation that happened. It's where he was located and what soldier actually had that happen. He just seemed to be in the really wrong place at the wrong time.
Yes.
So let me look this up here to partially answer your question. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious, so...
Stonewall Jackson injured by friendly fire. And hey, this is historytoday.com, so let's see here. Yada, yada, yada. It's not telling me, okay. Jackson rode forward with a group of staff officers to organize further pursuit, but in the gathering dark, some of his own men mistook them for the enemy and opened fire at them. Jackson was struck by 2 bullets in his left arm and 1 in his right hand. Bleeding profusely, he was carried on litters to a field hospital where his left arm was amputated close to the shoulder, and the bullet extracted from his right hand, as you said. He was then moved to a house some 25 miles away and might have recovered, but he contracted pneumonia and possibly pleurisy and then died on May 10th. It seems Lee had never made the comment attributed to him that though Jackson had lost his left arm and death had cost Lee himself his right arm, even so, he might well have agreed with it. He was called...
Imagine this being so paranoid in war that you actually shoot Stonewall Jackson, you think he's an enemy. Oh my gosh.
Hey, war is hell, and that's not just a saying, it's a truth.
It sounds like they were just taking out anybody in view, any person they saw, they were just ready to they were all
a lot.
Well, at risk of further extending this conversation even more, I'm just going to say that we all know about trench warfare in World War I. Well, that stemmed out of the lessons that we, and by extension the world, got out of the Civil War. Because that was the birth of trench warfare and all that stuff. Because, it's all attrition. If both sides are dug in, it's an impossible for either side to push forward, then it's a stalemate indefinitely.
You know, I hate to say this, but if you look up the word attrition, it's like they're battling over something, like, in general. If you look it up, like, the battle for attrition is like, if there's an object, somebody, yeah, like, or just attrition in general, the word.
Attrition warfare is a military strategy in which a belligerent side attempts to win a war by wearing down its enemy to the point of collapse through continuous losses in personnel and material. The war will usually be won by the side with greater such resources. So basic.
So that makes more sense, attrition warfare, before the actual definition of the attrition, the word. So that's
Pretty much
Yeah.
the Civil War.
Yes,
Because
and
all the
First World War.
factories were on the north.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where people actually mistake it, because there's attrition warfare and the word attrition for the definition, so sometimes that's confused.
Yeah, well, like, attrition, the action or process of gradually reducing the strength or effectiveness of someone or something through sustained attack or pressure. That's a dictionary definition of attrition right there.
Yep.
And then in warfare, you just militarize it, So,
Yep.
I got you, dude. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense now. I'm glad we looked it up. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the purpose of the show. We don't just, we don't know everything, we don't just teach our viewers, we learn things ourselves along the way,
Definitely.
I'm going to take 1866 here. Actually, no, wait,
no.
what?
I got two more.
You got you, sorry.
1866, Frederick Douglass is first U.S. black delegate to a national convention.
Nice. Now, that's weird. They're calling it...
Can you see that? Like, that's like, back in segregation days, like, he had to probably really prove himself.
That was before segregation. That was 1866. That's, like, right after the Civil War.
Yeah, like
Yep.
Abraham Lincoln days. So.
Yeah. But, here, look at this. Like, the way it's worded, first U.S. black. Why don't they call him an African American like they do everywhere else all over the place?
Well, I've heard this before, and it's like some people who are born in Africa versus the people who are here already, and it's like, I don't know, it's weird, right?
Well, the technicality of African American, means that you have dual citizenship in a country in Africa and citizenship in a country in America. And, let's not be confused, America is not the United States. United States of America. America is actually two continents containing 35 countries that span the majority of the Western Hemisphere.
So on a tangent here a little bit, if you're in South America, if you're in South America, are you considered American too? Like,
Yes.
What, are you South American?
By,
Okay, you
by
are. Okay.
landmass, you are on the American continent.
Les South.
Well,
Just-
South
I
America, yeah.
I apologize for changing the subject, but
No, don't worry about it. You have a question, we're here to answer. Don't stop being a Canadian.
That's the one thing. Everybody always talks about North America and South America, but they never mention Central America, which always gets called Latin America.
Yeah, Panama and everything,
True.
Yeah.
And Mexico, that's part of it too.
No, Mexico is North America.
You sure? Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm sure. North America is Canada, U.S., and Mexico. And I think maybe as well as Puerto Rico and, well, Cuba might be, I don't know. Well, they're more like, island chains and everything. They're not part of the main landmass. So I don't know. I'm no geography guy,
Okay, I got one more.
Yes.
Let's see. 1873, regular cable car service begins on Clay Street, San Francisco. Clay
Ooh.
Street sounds like a song.
Yeah, but San Francisco, like their famous cable car. So this is
I know.
nice.
Only reason why I know that's because of fucking Rice and Roni.
Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat, ding ding.
Yep.
Yep. Anyway, let's see here.
Oh my god. Ooh, holy shit. No. Okay. 1876. Oh my god, no. I'm not looking at it.
1876, Southern Pacific line from Los Angeles to San Francisco was
No,
completed.
not that one. Above it.
Oh, 1876 as well. We have a race ride in Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh god.
And then 1880, W.G. Grace scored 152 in debut Test cricket innings versus Oust at the Oval.
God damn, that man looks like he's shaved with a dull razor and doesn't get cut once.
God. That's a
He doesn't
lumberjack
even-
man right there.
Doesn't even use it. He just stares at it and it does his own. It saves him
Huh.
for him.
I think the only thing he shaves is excess skin, so there can be more beard. Anyway,
Man, look, he's punching logs.
yeah, punching logs in half. Anyway, it's your turn now, Mr. Sohen.
Okay. 1886. Oh, hold up. 1885. Eastern Romania declares its union with Bulgaria. The unification of Bulgaria is accomplished.
Ah, so Bulgaria. So
Sorry, Queen Victoria. I had to skip you because of that.
Scott, you missed it. We had an Oval article.
She looks annoyed because I skipped her.
Yeah. Well, well, you didn't skip her. She has yet to come. So
I was about to announce her, but I seen next at the top.
she's just waiting.
Well, okay. Now it's Scott's turn.
No, you have two more.
Okay. 1886, Queen Victoria establishes Distinguished Service Order, or the DSO.
Ah. I think the Distinguished Service Order pretty much is self-explanatory.
It is? I don't know. I was going to say you could look it up if you want, but
I will then.
I'm kind of interested.
Let's see here. Distinguished Service Order is a military decoration of the United Kingdom, as well as formally of other parts of the Commonwealth. Awarded for meritorious or distinguished service by officers of the armed forces during wartime, typically in actual combat. Since 1993, it had been awarded specifically for highly successful command and leadership during active operations, with all ranks being eligible. So that's cool.
Wow. Yeah, that is. I'm glad we looked it up. That is cool.
I was thinking about looking it up, and I'm like, it sounds pretty obvious, but no,
that was to me. I guess that's just on my part because it's maybe a little more obvious to you, but it's learning for me. So I thought it was cool.
Well, no, don't get me wrong. Like I was thinking about looking it up, and you were the added push, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. Because it's like people know Queen Victoria by the name, but that specific thing right there. It's
Victoria, as well. Like she is the one who started the Victoria Cross.
Right.
That's the name. So.
And that one era every goth kid likes.
Yeah, the Victorian era. Yeah, that's right.
Also, 1888. About another thing about Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria grants William McKenzie, Imperial British East Africa Company, political and commercial rights.
That's scary. She's giving a company, not a governing body. She's giving a company governing powers.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, we have that today. I mean, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all those stuff have extreme influences. And as we've learned recently about the whole, Mar-a-Lago thing, the FBI working hand in hand with Facebook and all that stuff, like covering up things, suppressing posts, oh God, times have not changed at all. It's just the way things are done. But
I don't know.
The end game is always the same, though.
Is it my turn?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
sounds
it's
good.
your turn.
Thank you, Sohan. All right, 1898, Lord Kitchener destroys Mahdi's tomb in Omdurman.
That's rude.
I wonder why. I mean, why did he destroy his tomb? Like,
Probably religious reasons, probably political reasons. Maybe they don't want. Oh, here we go. After the Battle of Omdurman, the dome of the Quba was destroyed by gunboat fire from Kitchener's small Nile fleet. The body of the Mahdi was disinterred and beheaded. The symbolic decapitation echoed General Gordon's death at the hand of the Mahdist forces in 1885. Oh, so it was revenge.
wow, you know what? That just tells a statement to me. Like, they were really trying to make a statement.
Yeah, no, they're like, hey, you go against us, we'll fuck your dead up, like.
Exactly,
It was a very petty, thing, but.
I don't know. It's like they probably had that as a mission. Like, we're trying to find this tomb, and like when we find it, we're just gonna decimate it.
Well, no, they did it in retaliation to one of their own commanders getting killed during the battle. So, and they knew where it was. They weren't looking for it or anything. Like, it was literally just like a poke back. Like, oh, you killed one of ours? Well, we destroyed your tomb and we beheaded your precious, religious symbol, and haha, it's
just totally one-up them. Like, one-up them big time.
Well, no, it's not even one-up. It's just completely, like, unnecessary, what they did.
Yeah.
It was pure evil.
You seen it too? Seen it too?
See what too?
At the bottom? Oh, you're was highlighting one thing.
Oh, no, I was just talking and, like, highlighting things. I wasn't looking.
Okay, that's interesting, though.
This one here, yeah. The first 1899 after what you just read, Mr. Scott, if you want.
1899, Carnation processes its first can of evaporated milk, which that'll actually last than regular milk, so people could actually, have it for longer.
Yeah, shelf life.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting right there.
Yeah, and we all know Carnation, Let's see here. Oh yeah, Scott has one more turn, or one more article to read here.
Gotcha. All right. 1901, U.S. President William McKinley is shot by Leon Schlagaz, an anarchist, while visiting the Pan American Exposition in New York.
Yeah, he was a sitting president, U.S. President William McKinley. He was shot. Not assassinated, but obviously this is an attempt. So. Yep. Moving on up to 1905, General Trade Journal published the first Dutch photo, and it was a train accident. So that's interesting. So let me look this up here really quick.
Yeah, definitely. I'm interested.
1905. Photo train accidents. Here it is. I think. Maybe one of these. I'm just getting lists of radio. I saw there's a lot of different photos, so I'm not sure what's the actual one. Well, I guess we'll not know. Anyway, 1909, New York Times headline announced U.S.
I'm busy, seriously.
U.S. explorer Robert Peary had discovered the North Pole 5 months earlier.
Eating it right now. While I'm eating and everything, bagel.
Then we have
Wait, hold on, hello?
Oh yeah, what's
so
up?
I was gonna say that at the year 1909, that was the year where the Indian head penny went to the Abraham Lincoln penny. So maybe that's a sign of the times, or I don't know, but.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, that's kind of not cool to the Native Americans, but at the same time, Lincoln. But then again, that's 1 cent, though. That's a little bit of a
Lincoln.
That's a little bit of an insult.
Because I don't know if you guys remember the Indian head penny, but that was, like I said, everything before 1909 was Indian head.
Yeah, is that?
And those are very very valuable if you find one.
Yeah. Well, is that this? I know what a haypenny is, or something like that. I've heard of the Indian heads, but
I'll show you.
All right, we're gonna see some actual history live on camera here, folks. He's getting his Indian head penny, or Native American head penny, if you want to talk about political correctness. Let's see here. While he's doing that, I'm gonna take us up into 1914. During the First World War, the First Battle of the Marne begins. French and British forces prevented German advance in Paris. This continued until the 12th of September, so for another 6 days.
You got a good one, man. This is awesome at the bottom below it. No, that's great too, but that shit.
Oh yeah, okay. All right.
I'm here.
Yep. Let's
All
see
right,
this
so
thing. It's really dark. All I see is a dot.
Yeah, I might have to do this on my phone. Unless you want me to send it to you on DM.
Is there any way you could just put your flashlight on and shine it away from us, like here? Where's my phone?
Yeah, I'll try, because this is the computer, so it's like.
Yeah, well, if you get some light on it, we'd be able to see it. The other way. Point the light at the coin. Okay, yeah, I can kind of see it. Oh, it's upside down. It looks like. Yeah. That's cool.
Oh yeah, it is. So it is, yeah.
That's really cool.
That's an Indian head penny from 1893.
Woo!
So
That's an old coin, dude.
can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. That's really cool, dude.
Yeah, that's part of the. That's why I mentioned it because that's right when it changed. You know, I thought it was cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
I know it may not attribute to what we're reading, but I know every time I see 1909, I'm like, oh, that's when the Lincoln penny came out. You know, it's like.
Let's see here.
No, like I said, I apologize if that doesn't attribute to what we're reading, but
stop apologizing, dude. It's part of history. That's the point. Let's see here. Why did they put Lincoln on the penny? In 1909, Teddy Roosevelt introduced a Lincoln cent to commemorate the 100-year anniversary of the 16th president's birth. At the time, it was the first U.S. coin to feature the likeness of an actual person, as opposed to the personifications of liberty appearing on earlier designs.
Wow, so see, there you go. That's pretty cool.
So that's why. So like, you're talking about, sign of the times or whatever, and it was the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and as I just read, the first actual person to be put on a coin as far as our nation's history. So
wow.
I thank you. Don't apologize. I thank you. Your actions brought forth more knowledge to everybody involved in this show right now.
Yes. Yes.
See?
Woo!
There's a reason why I keep you around.
Heck yeah, man! I'm so happy. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I have one more, right? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got that. That's a good one.
Yeah, 1916. I remember reporting on this in earlier shows too. The first true supermarket, the Piggly Wiggly, was opened by Clarence Saunders in Memphis, Tennessee. So yeah.
Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly.
The Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah.
Why did they name it that?
I don't know. Maybe because it had a good meat market.
Oh, yeah, they have a good meat market. That's one thing they do got.
Man, dude, look at that. They had like turnstiles at the end of the checkout lane. You see that, Scott?
Wow. Yeah, I do see that.
That's crazy. Huh.
That is something.
Mr. Sohen.
Yes. Ooh, I got a good sports one.
You want to take 17 first, though? 1917?
1917, French pilot George Guynemer shoots down 54th German aircraft.
Yeah.
Oh, he sounds good, but he is no Red Baron.
Well,
he's Red Jacquard.
Red Jacquard. Yeah, he's the white Jacquard.
No, wait. No, he's okay. This is French. He's not red. He is rouge.
Rouge. The Rouge Jacquard.
Rouge Jacquard.
Yes.
No, rouge is
yes.
red in French.
Yes.
And he shot down his 54th German aircraft.
Well, that makes me wonder, like, was that the 54th German aircraft to be shot down? But this is 1917 during the First World War.
That's his. That's
his personal record. So that's a lot of planes to, That makes me wonder how many planes did Red Baron shoot down? He shot down 80.
God damn.
So this guy was better than the Red Baron.
And it's like, is this the guy they named after the Red Baron pizzas you get at the supermarket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's that.
Well, I mean, they have a red triplane as a logo, right?
Yep, and that's the Red Baron.
Yep.
Plane.
Which, by the way, for a little bit of history, he was called the Red Baron because his plane was red, obviously. But do you want to know why he drove a triplane instead of a biplane?
Why?
For easier handling. It slowed him down substantially, but he was able to turn a lot quicker, and get the drop on, because, in aerial warfare.
Way more aerodynamic.
Yeah, that too, but in aerial warfare, it's all about getting behind the people. So the more maneuverably, that can't, speed is one thing, but if you're more maneuverable, then you just while they're turning, you're already turned and you're on their tail and they don't even realize it, and now you're gone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, still in 1920.
1920, Jack Dempsey KO'd Billy Minsky in 3 for a heavyweight boxing title, first radio broadcast of a prize fight. Oh,
Ooh.
that
Radio
is
coverage.
interesting.
Yeah.
And 1923, Queen Wilhelmina of the Netherlands celebrates her silver jubilee again.
Silver Jubilee, yay!
Again?
Apparently.
No, because we're all the same. That's the weird thing. I've already talked about her again in another show.
Yeah, I
About her.
remember a Jubilee, but wasn't that like the Gold Jubilee or something else? Or I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
her Gold Jubilee. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Her Golden Jubilee. This is
Okay.
her Silver Jubilee.
Yeah. Not as good, but still precious.
Ooh. In 1924,
Ooh.
the assassination attempt on Benito Mussolini fails.
There he is again.
Yep.
Wow.
Good old bald head.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how they tried to assassinate him. Like, I don't know, but
Probably with lethal force.
well, yeah. I mean, it depends. It depends on where it was. Like, would they try to shoot him? Like, that's.
Well, let me look this up. 1924.
Well, considering how much we read about him every day, I'm understanding. I'm trying to understand how they actually tried to kill this, dictator Italian guy.
Well, apparently he had 4 assassins between the 4th of November 1925 and October 31st, 1926. Hey, I know that date. Tito Zamboni, Violet Gibson, Gino Lucetti, and Antio Zamboni all tried and failed to kill Benito Mussolini. Zamboni, wow, that reminds me of the
Well,
Deadpool.
you know what? I hope it was worth it because they were probably never seen again after that.
Oh yeah, definitely. But let's see here. Let's see if I can. Oh, this is in Italian, so I can't read that.
Go
Well.
in English.
What?
Here's the thing. For Tito, it's 1925.
Yeah, I see that. It's just telling me that. Let's see here. It's not giving
So
me
that's-
actual information. Here we go.
What you just
Oh.
read there, that's like a year after our Today in History date here.
Yeah,
I don't see the one in 1924 September.
Right.
1924 September. Yeah, well, this is September
Yeah.
11th. So, yeah, this is October 31st, and then I'm not finding the actual this particular one. November 4th. Whatever.
Giacomo Martelloni.
Giacomo Marteltoni? Where?
That's the.
Oh.
You know what? I was just gonna say, man. Like when we read Today in History, aspect. Like if we go on a tangent, just looking up what we're reading, like that's cool to me. Like we're really learning about it. So instead of skipping over it,
Yeah.
we're actually. So yeah, that's like if something catches your eye, like for
Exactly.
me or you or Sohan or whatever. I feel like looking it up actually puts context into what we're reading, just in case.
Exactly, because
I
any one of
Got
us
my-
can. What's up?
Got my curiosity because I don't see shit.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, hey, let's look it up. Let's see, like, actually what happened.
Yeah, well, I got the wiki here for the assassination attempts on Benito Mussolini, but there's nothing here for September 6th. So I'm not finding anything, and
Oh,
Google's
no,
not.
it failed.
Oh, it
Someone
failed.
probably caught wind of it.
Well, yeah, no, these are all like assassination attempts, and attempts or fails.
Man, he must have sucked.
Who, Mussolini?
Yeah, I don't know, because all these assassination attempts, like, man, they must have really hated that guy.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mussolini, he literally invented fascism, and Adolf Hitler idolized him, actually. And then, perfected and surpassed him and everything. But, no, this is the guy who started all of that.
You know, how does that attribute to today's environment? Like, you know, people are still acting that same, the same way. Like, even if it's a different time, 1924, basically 100 years ago. I don't know if that's history repeating itself or personalities or what, but
Humans are gonna human, dude. Like, they always have, and they, for the foreseeable future, they always will be.
yeah,
It just boils down to greed. It doesn't matter, what religion, what government, what ideology you have. At the end of the day, it's just greed, and like that's, I mean, like, communism is awful because, like, on paper it's utopia, but in practice, because of the human aspect of greed and ego and all that stuff, it goes to shit, and it's a perfect paved way, for anybody with, ambition to screw over other people and everything. Capitalism is more or less the same way. And it glorifies stabbing people in the back to climb the corporate ladder and everything, screw over other people, like commercialism and all that stuff. Like, nothing is perfect.
And can you imagine this before the technology time and like internet and like lots of phone connection stuff? Like this is just how they they latch onto somebody like Mussolini or somebody and it's like I don't know, like I'm just looking at the sign of the times, like, and even though we're here and nowadays and that's what we're doing, like, can you imagine 1924, like, just how they would react to a guy like this? And just I don't know, it's crazy. Like, I guess that is the sign of the times, right?
Well, it's really hard, because you got to put yourself into the perspective back then, and it, without actual, like, living through anything that's similar, then you don't really know what it's like,
Yeah.
All we can do is look back at it through, future glasses and judge.
Yeah, and can you imagine just being a family at this time and like, trying to live your life and that's all you know. It's like you have to almost latch on to somebody that's powerful. So it's almost sad. So if you find somebody like, Mussolini or Hitler or something, you kind of just latch on to them. I don't know.
I mean, the same thing is happening to today. I mean, our culture has a sickness with deifying celebrities,
Right.
Like, what the hell does a celebrity know about politics? Why are we listening to their opinion on, Twitter? They don't know shit from Shinola,
Right.
So what makes them a more appropriate voice, than what I already believe? Because of fame? Because, their light is up on a billboard? No, they're just another person,
Exactly. Like, just because you're successful and you're some powerful being, like, you may have some experience or something, but you don't look at the average civilian around you and everybody. That I feel like that's why it's so divisive. It's like because you have experience and you're powerful and you're this and that. Well, you don't see everything everyone else sees. Right? Like, so
a person alone is smart. People together are stupid. It's the group mentality aspect. Because nobody wants to rock the boat, nobody wants to be the odd man out, nobody has the balls to stand up for what they believe if it's in opposition to the collective. That's the problem.
Yeah. Because you'll be silenced, right?
Yeah. Well, not just that, but like, you'll be shunned, people will look at you a different way. Like, you want to fit in, you want to be accepted,
Right.
And, a lot of people, like, people aren't simple, people just, they go, like, I think that, that there's a correlation. Because water goes the easiest route, and the whole saying, go with the flow. Well, people are what, like 80, 90% water? So just by nature, by physics, we go the easiest route. We just follow the rest of the water. And
that's how I feel so bad about today's generation, because they're just kind of going in the flow. They're going with the flow, or they see what the media is saying, or so, or either that, or somebody is trying to, like, put them away from it, like, shelter them from the real world.
Yep.
So
there's so many aspects and so many variables, and this would actually be this would be a great topic for the Jabberwocky, Scott, if you want to make a note in the Jabberwocky channel.
Yeah, I know. I apologize. I'm going on a tangent, but
Don't
I
apologize.
know I'm being a Canadian. Whatever. I don't know. Well, we're going off some. I just can't. I'm just going on this thought process, and I'm thinking about today's generation and stuff, and like we're comparing it to 1924 and Mussolini and stuff. Like, damn.
I think you're just being funny and philosophical.
Oh man, don't even.
Anyway, let's get back on track
here. I know
here.
what you're doing. I know what you're doing. Darn you.
Yep. Many have. Whoever's turn is it? 1928 here.
Yeah.
Whose turn is it?
I don't know.
Me.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
1928 USSR signs and Kellogg Pact.
Let's see here. The Kellogg-Briand Pact was an agreement to outlaw war signed on August 27th, 1928, sometimes called the Pact of Paris for the city in which it was signed.
We want people to make sure that you have enough people alive to eat their cereal brand.
I don't think so.
I'm fucking joking, got the name.
Yeah, I know.
I was gonna input this, Sohan, Xander, am I doing my Alice impression? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, like, if you want to do an Alice impression, you gotta, Well, first off, you gotta get
Am I going on a ramble? I mean, I'm trying to stay on the subject at least.
No, it's
but
fine. I don't think you're Alicing too hard,
Alright. Nothing to take away from Alice. I just want to say, as long as we're not going off in left field, for...
There can only be one Alice. So...
Right.
Yes.
Well, hey, Alice is in the show usually, so, viewers will know who Alice is, so...
Anyway, 1930, whoever's turn it is. I think it's Sohen's, I'm not sure, but he's muted, so we might just transfer over to you, Scott, if he doesn't unmute, and I guess, go ahead, take it, 1930.
Let's go. 1930, democratically elected Argentine president Hipólito Yrigoyen, is deposed in a military coup.
Ah, that's not good. Argentina is always Argentina, Venezuela, always in political turmoil and strife going on down there. Yeah, he was democratically elected, and then the military threw him over.
I wonder why, Chile is not, involved in that, because that's close to there too.
I don't know. Maybe I don't pay much attention to South America politics or history or anything. I mean, I should pay attention to history. Don't get me wrong. I said that wrong. I just don't pay attention to the current events.
Right.
And stuff happens, but it's not global crisis type things yet. Although it is worrying that China's really sticking their finger into South America. So.
True.
Yeah. Anyway, what happened in 1935?
You know what I was gonna say too?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's I don't know. I think it was Ghost or somebody who mentioned maybe it was Alice. I don't know if we should be more on Russia's side and all this. I don't know about that one because you mentioned China because China's kind of getting on Russia's side. So.
Well, China and Russia hate each other, but as the saying goes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And we've been at odds with Russia since the end of the Second World War. The whole Cold War. We all know about all that and everything. And now China is getting really aggressive. But I mean, Russia and us, we don't like each other. China and us, we don't like each other. North Korea and us, we don't like each other. And they're all right there, And then we have South Korea right there, Japan. The Philippines, Australia. We have a meat shield, but I mean.
Per se, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go on to 1935. 1935, Steamboat Round the Bend, film directed by John Ford and starring Will Rogers, released weeks after Rogers' death.
Aw. Well, at least he got his product out there.
Hopefully.
Well, yeah, no, it was released, So it's out there.
Wow, imagine your title, Will Rogers. His title is a humorist. I want to be noticed as a humorist.
Yeah. Well, a humorist, what is a humorist?
Yeah, man. I want to have that on my freaking resume.
Well, a humorist is a humorist writer, performer, or artist. So essentially a comedian. You know, like there's like 3 or 4 different terms for comedian that I know of that I've learned on this show, and it's just like, why not just call him comedian? Why are we using all these separate titles? Or I guess there's specific technicalities. You know, I don't know, but it's like
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I share the same thing. You know, I'd like to be known as a humorist. You know,
Exactly.
you know,
Like,
I wanna,
who wants? If you have that in your resume, like,
There's one goal in my life. Well, actually, it's split into 2 parts. I want to put a smile on your face, and I want to fill your head with information. You know?
oh yeah. You know, you're the next Joaquin Phoenix.
Well, does that mean I have to emaciate myself for a role? You know?
No. We watched that movie last night. He's
Yeah,
like,
Joker.
I'm here for laughter and happiness, and
Hell
like,
yeah.
I don't know, and also the history aspect. So I don't know. That's what made me think of it.
Yeah. And as soon as I get around to it, and I start, I got to make a format and all this stuff for my news show because now I have sources and I got to get on that. I was supposed to start it yesterday, but I woke up at 3 in the morning and didn't get back to sleep. So I was so tired I could barely do the history show, let alone anything else. So,
Well, heck, man, you're here, and that's why I mentioned what movie we watched last night, because that stuck in my mind. I'm like, hey, we're trying to be humorous. We're trying to bring wealth in this world.
yeah.
Or just happiness, laughter, whatever. I mean, you don't want to be wronged by, what's going on around, and I don't know. Today's world is tough.
Smile, da, 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 smile, as a trailer goes. Mr. Scott, if you don't mind closing out your turn here with 1939, that looks really interesting right there. The first 1939.
How about 37?
Okay, that too.
Well, I'll just start with that. All right. 37. Spanish Civil War. The start of Battle of El Mazuco.
Mazuco.
Mazuco, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was, I don't know, the start of any battle, right? Like.
Yeah, well, battles are battles. Some are more important than others. Everything, as I said, everything in history is significant in its own way. We can't say this is more important than the other because even things not recorded, everything, everything is hand in hand.
I feel like we can be here all day, elaborating on all this. We can elaborate on so many subjects. It's so jarring, right?
Yeah, and speaking of elaboration, we gotta do the split here. So, splits.
We're at an hour.
We're at an hour. And I'm going to take us at the start of this section. In 1939, the Battle of Britain, I believe, started with the first German air attack on Great Britain during the Second World War. So this was in preparation, and actually we talked about this the other day. Preparation for Operation Sea Lion, Hitler's plan to invade the island. So
yeah.
So yeah. Oh, and in 1939 as well, South Africa declared war on Nazi Germany. Speaking of, these things. So, wow.
Yeah, I was going to say, what does Sohan have to think about this? He's got to be wanting to talk.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty cool that South Africa fought back and North Africa failed.
Well, South Africa was part of the British.
Yeah.
So, I don't think they really had a say in it. They were like a British colony. North Africa was Italian. Britain had South Africa and other places and whatnot, but South Africa is the most known one today.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would make sense. Britain, Germany started bombing Britain, so Britain's like, okay, well, we declare war on you with everything we got.
Yeah. So yeah, we're in 39, 41. Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah, 1941.
Go ahead.
All Jews over the age of 6 in German territories were ordered to wear a star. Here we go.
Wow, imagine that, over the age of 6. How did they become to that age? Like, damn, 6 and over? What's up with the 5 and less? I don't know, 6 and over.
Well, you know what? You bring that up and it makes me think, what are they doing with children involving the Fauci ouchie? What are they mandating?
Oh, no, not that.
Oh, God, here we go.
Not that.
Well, no, do you see the similarities? You see what I'm talking about? We're doing the same thing in different ways. Now we're forcing young children to take, not just that, but all of the other things.
You know what sucks about that? Like, anybody over 6, like, they have to wear a star. And, like, does that star show anything significant, or that's just labeling you?
Well, no, it's a Star of David. It's a Jew. It's showing, it's a way to show everybody around you that you're one of, what Hitler at the time was calling the reason why, Germany was in such hell. The reason why.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, anybody over 6, you're not mature enough to, you're just probably following your friends and family. Like, how do you get labeled as that at such a young age?
Indoctrination. You make it a normality and nobody questions it. That's
some BS. That's some BS.
Yep. Well, we're doing it today.
I can't imagine what they lived through and all that. That's just.
You don't want to. It's horrible.
It's awful. But yeah, going along with this, 1941 as well, Jews of Vilna, Poland confined to their ghetto. So, closing down.
So they're just they're put into a separate section already.
And you know what I have to say about that? What is Australia doing with the unvaccinated?
Putting them in camps or something? I don't know, right?
Here we go again.
Not even fair. That's not even fair.
Life's not fair. But this is just wrong. So.
Yeah, but life is not fair if you're getting controlled by higher ups. Like, you still got to be free. You got to make your own decisions. If you're just getting thrown into a camp or this and that, that's not fair. Like, there is life not fair, and there's life that is just
unbearable.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as the saying goes, an armed populace doesn't get into the boxcars willingly, and that's one of the first things Germans did to the Jews back in those times. They got rid of their rights, their privileges, their ability to have anything. This is why Australia, and I know we're getting political, but this is why Australia, was able to do what it did, because they have very strict gun laws. Nobody can stand up and defend themselves,
Right.
So,
right.
But anyway, Sohan, you want to take us into 1943?
Yeah, 1943. Congressional limited train derails near Frankfort, Philadelphia, kills 79.
Dang.
Holy shit.
Damn.
1943. Carl Schliep becomes the youngest pitcher in American League history at 16 years old and 8 months.
Damn, that's young. And we've been talking about all these sports prodigies. Like, a couple days ago we were talking about those teenage tennis players at, what was it, 14, 15? Something like that? In the U.S. Open or Wimbledon or wherever, that's incredible.
1943 U.S. National Championship Men's Tennis, Forest Hill, New York. Joe Hurt beats fellow American Jack Kramer 6-3, 6-8, 10-8, 6-0 for his lone major title.
Dang.
And that's my 3.
Yeah, well, now I'm thinking 6-3. That's 6 games won versus 3 games lost. Every one of these numbers, this isn't a score for one match. Every number is a number of matches. So that's a lot of matches, dude. Wow, tennis is tennis. Oh god, I'd never be able to do that. It's too much. But
I gotta go do something. I'll be right back.
All right, I'm gonna take us up into 1946. Terence Rattigan's The Winslow Boy premiered in London. And then we have 1953. Konrad Adenauer's CDU won elections in German Federal Republic. 1953, Roy Campanella set record for home runs by a catcher at 38. That's decently young. That's pretty cool. 1954, La Strada, directed by Federico Fellini, premiered at the Venice Film Festival starring Anthony Quinn. I wonder why he looks so angry in this piece. I don't know. We have U.S. Men's Tennis Open in 1954, the U.S. National Championship Men's Tennis at the Forest Hills, New York. Vic Seixas defeated Australian Rex Hartwig 3-6, 6-2, 6-4, 6-4 for his second and final major singles title. Hello, Mr. Scott. Welcome back. You look a little disheveled. Is everything okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Ah.
All right, where are we at in years?
We are, unless you see anything, I'm looking, at the non-highlighted ones, but 1960, 1963 is the next highlighted one here. We have some nuclear tests that happens between the U.S. and the Russians. Some more sports things here. I skipped over a couple white ones in here, which.
We at
Oh,
music
wow.
history.
Oh, hold on a second. If you don't mind, 1949.
All right.
And I really wish I had catch that earlier because this is wild.
All right. To 1949, Heward Unkrue kills 13 neighbors in 12 minutes at Camden, New Jersey. Damn,
Jesus.
that's a person every minute.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, yeah, less than that, actually. It's like a person.
13 neighbors. He must have had a lot of neighbors. Damn.
Yeah, or maybe he was having a party and he just came out with a chainsaw and went ham. I don't know. You know what? Let me look this up. Because I want to kind of know how he did this. Howard Unruh. Let's see here. Backgrounds and possible motive for killings, shootings. Yeah, so it sounds like, yeah. Oh, it's the shootings. There's tear gas bombs happening. So, man, so I'm going to put this link in the underbar for anyone who's interested in looking at this. But, man, so it looks like he shot his neighbors to death or something. Let's see here. Approaching a bread delivery truck, Unruh shoved his pistol through the door and shot at the driver. He missed this shot by a few inches, and the driver unsuccessfully attempted to warn residents. Then he visited the shop of one of his neighbors, the shoemaker John Pillarock, whom he shot and killed instantly. So he's just going around shooting people, essentially. Dang.
Wow. Want me to go to 1953?
I already got 50. Oh yeah. No, I already got the highlighted ones here. I got the 54. Yeah. I was heading on up to 63 here when you pop back in.
Gotcha. All right. So 1963, Jerry Lee Lewis quits Sun Records.
He's a country singer, so he quit his record company or something. Sounds like it. Right there.
How about 1965?
Up to you, dude. Your turn. You read whatever you want.
All right, gotcha. 1965, India invades West Pakistan, beginning the Indo-Pakistani War. So that's the start of that.
I find it really ironic that nations who got their independence and everything, when other nations form out of them to try to do the exact same thing, they said no. Right here, India was, the British Raj. They were owned by Britain. And then after the Second World War, they gained their independence. And then by extension, Pakistan then split off. The same thing could be said about, the United States. The whole Civil War. They were out Americaing America, and then we're like, no, you don't. And we brought them back in by force. Essentially,
Yeah.
the exact same thing. They become the oppressors. The oppressors. The oppressed become the oppressors.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, I'll head to 1968. Eric Clapton records guitar tracks for George Harrison's "While My Guitar Gently Weeps."
All right.
Eric Clapton, I can't think of the Clips of Dover? Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Well, this is, I'm just looking at these. There's a 68 here. That's kind of cool. 70, kind of cool. Well, not cool, but kind of interesting. If you want.
Alright.
What you looking at?
I'll do this. Swaziland gains independence from Britain. National Day of 1968.
Yeah. Speaking of independence, from Britain, it's kind of funny. Both examples I was providing when I was talking earlier is, independence from the United Kingdom. So, yeah.
True.
If you want the 1971, the first one there, the blue one, that's
Gotcha.
interesting, yeah.
1971, British Prime Minister Edward Heath meets with Irish Prime Minister Taoiseach Jack Lynch and Chequers in England to discuss the situation in Northern Ireland.
This has to be during the Troubles. So, yeah, I believe so. Because the Troubles were from like 60s to the 70s or something, or into the... When were the Troubles? Let me look this up here real quick. When were the Troubles? Looked this up before. 1968 through 1998. Wow, so 30 years. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see here. That was your 3, right? I think you have one more.
Alright, I'll do the last one. Alright. 1971, also, Jerry Lewis's 6th Muscular Dystrophy telethon raises $8,125,387. He is popular. He's been doing good in that. He's done so many of them.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm going to jump back for like a couple of years here. 1970, Palestinians seize 3 airliners. Jeez. So that's obviously during the whole Palestine-Israel conflict and everything. Like, we were just talking about the Munich thing yesterday. So, which we might still talk about because we're approaching that. Then moving back up into 1971, William Craig and Ian Paisley spoke at a rally in Belfast before a crowd of approximately 20,000 people and called for the establishment of a third force to defend Ulster. I see Sohan's back on camera.
Yeah, as I go off camera.
Yeah. Well, yeah, as I just said, 1972, Summer Olympics resumed in Munich to answer the question we asked yesterday. We couldn't get an answer for, so yes, they did continue after this. So they resumed in Munich, Germany, after the massacre of 11 Israeli athletes by Black September Palestinian terrorist organization. So dang. Then, let's see here. 1973, New York Times reported almost all superfectas run at Yonkers, Roosevelt, and Monticello from January through March of 1973 were fixed. So, whatever a superfecta is. What's a superfecta? Sounds like
something sports.
I was just about to say it sounds like sports. It is a variation of the perfecta in which a better must, or a better, like a betting person, must select the first 4 finishers of a race in the correct order to finish in order to win. So, like, they were fixing, as in, like, rigging the horse races so people wins. That's not cool. Let's see here, Mr. Sohan. It is your turn. We are, I just did 1973, so if there's anything interesting that's not highlighted, you're free to read, or you can just go right to 1975 here. Oh, well, 1974 looks interesting right there, actually. And
you said 1973, right? Okay.
I just did 73.
1974, Saudi Arabia increases its oil buyback price from 93% to 94.9% of posted price.
What's an oil buyback? What's an oil buyback? What are oil buybacks? Some of the company's enormous earnings have been reinvested in expanding operations, but a lot of money has also gone towards share buybacks, which primarily reward shareholders. As a subscriber, you have 10 gift articles to give each month. So essentially, more payout to the shareholders. Okay, that's interesting. I think, if I'm reading that correctly. Oh, and Sohan's no longer on camera. Anyway, dos mas, good sir.
2 more. Yes, I do. Let's see.
Yeah,
Also,
sorry.
1975, ex-tennis star Martina Navratilova Navratilova asked for a U.S. political asylum in New York City during the U.S. Open.
So it sounds like she was trying to escape the communist Czech Republic.
Of course she is. She don't want to
Yeah,
be there.
yeah. That's pretty cool. Like, pretty funny actually. How athletes like seek political asylum once they're over here. It's like, hey, I'm here. Can I stay here, please? Like, it sucks where it came from. Like,
I'm not trying to laugh because she wants to escape that hell.
yeah.
Most of these fucking liberals today don't understand.
Oh, because communism hasn't been tried the right way. Yeah, sure. Yeah, ever since 1914. Yeah, it's been over 100 years. It's had its shot.
It's like this. Communism is like anal sex. It's only good for the ones that are doing the fucking.
Oh
Not
gosh.
the ones getting fucked.
Damn.
All I can say is that's subjective, but you are pretty correct there for the most part, as far as yeah.
Yeah, one more.
I have had to go through an enema, and that was not fun. So
1975 U.S. Women's Tennis, Forest Hills, New York. Chris Evert wins her first of 6 singles titles. Beats everyone.
Peace, everyone.
Yeah. Oh, beats Avon. Oh, Avon. Gunlong Harley from Australia. 5-7, 6-4, 6-2.
Dude, what a name, Evan Gulagang. Ka Lee. I don't know. Let's see.
This girl. She look like the wrestler Kane.
A little bit, yeah. Dang. Oh, and here we go again. This
What?
Chris Everett, now a female, got a sex change. We talked about that the other day. So, Mr. Scott.
What year?
Well, I see here the last 1976 looks pretty cool there, and looking for more things here. Unless
Kind of McNeil report.
the McNeil report. Oh, well, that's interesting. So the first 76, yeah, first
All right,
76
so,
and last 76, if you want.
1976, the Robert McNeil Report becomes the McNeil Lair report, currently known as PBS NewsHour on PBS.
Huh. So like this is not when it was created. This is just one of the name changes along its history. So that's interesting. PBS NewsHour.
So the other 1976,
Yeah, the last one.
Russian pilot Belenko defects to Japan in a MiG-25 jet.
That reminds me a lot of Operation Moolah.
Money.
Yeah, Operation Moolah. This is gonna blow your mind. Operation Moolah was a United States Air Force effort during the Korean War to obtain, through defection, a fully capable Soviet MiG-15 jet fighter. Communist forces introduced the MiG-15 in Korea on November 1st, 1950. USAF pilots reported that the performance of the MiG-15 was superior to all United Nations aircraft, including USAF's newest plane, the F-86 Sabre. The operation focused on influencing communist pilots to defect to South Korea with a MiG for a financial award. The success of the operation is disputable since no communist pilot defected before the armistice was signed on July 27, 1953. However, on September 21st, 1953, North Korean pilot Lieutenant No Kum-sok flew his MiG-15 to the Campo Air Base in South Korea, unaware of Operation Moolah. But yeah, and the reward was $100,000 to the first pilot, and then $50,000 to every subsequent, I believe. Scott, you have one more. You there?
Yep.
Okay.
So let's see.
But what do you think about Operation Moolah? Like, Anyway,
I'm sorry.
it's all right. Well, here, 1982, right before the highlighted one, another Jerry Lewis thing, if you want.
Dutch Internal Minister Mr. Emred assigns BVD to spy on communists.
I was talking about the next one.
The Jerry Lewis one, or just the highlighted one?
No, the Jerry Lewis one, the one directly above the highlighted one.
Alright, Jerry Lewis 17th Muscular Dystrophy Telethon raises $28,400,000.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yep.
Are you doing all right, Scott? You seem a little.
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm alright. I'm fine.
Like if there's something you need to do it. You know, don't let me hold you back from anything. You know.
Yeah, it's alright.
Okay. Why don't you do this 1982, the album release here?
1982, Paul McCartney releases Tug of War album.
Ah. Nice. Mr.
I
Sohan.
don't know. I haven't heard that.
Yes.
1982.
1982.
The sports history.
Pirate. Tire. Woody Stargill. Number 8. Releases. They retire his number.
Yeah, his jersey, like hanging up on the rafters. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh well, this other 1982 seems interesting, but definitely the first 1983 here, the blue one.
1982, Polish dissidents, Polish embassy in Bern, Switzerland. And 1983, Soviet Union admits that it shot down the South Korean airliner KAL 007 on September 1st.
Dang. So wait, where are we, Scott, remember, this is reminding me, remember when we were watching, my old videos and everything, and, I reported on that? I think this is the same one I was reporting on, 007, and everything, and then I made that comment about, next time you want to sneak somebody into the country illegally, use X people that I'm not going to repeat because I don't want to get canceled.
Wow, I guess so. Yeah, that.
Yeah, remember that though?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So the
That's
Soviets
funny.
did that, huh?
I guess that correlates with it. That correlates with that a lot, I guess.
Well, yeah, like the Soviets were putting a lot of resources into North Korea because they were using that as a buffer. They did not want a capitalist nation on their doorstep. So, North Korea was under threat of, turning capitalist. So, I actually saw a video about this, I think yesterday or the day before. But, North Korea and everything is the way it is today because of a lot of, Russian and then later on Chinese support in every way. They gave them money, food, resources, people, construction materials, all that stuff. They literally built that entire nation, just to have it as some kind of physical buffer to keep them and the capitalists, South Korea, as far away as possible. Politics, man. Politics just ruin the world. Anyway, I'm going to take us up into 1984. Amadeus, from the play by Peter Schaffer, directed by Milos Forman and starring Tom Hulce, premiered in Los Angeles, later to receive the Academy Awards Best Picture in 1985. Then, this is interesting. 1984, the Today Show began a live remote telecast from Moscow. Huh. That's interesting. And we have 1985, Marc Messier lost control of his Porsche and totaled 3 cars. Would later be charged with hit and run and careless driving. He would indeed pay a fine, so good. Nobody's above the law. Except for Fletch, apparently.
Another soccer guy.
Yep. No, that's soccer. NHL. No, that's hockey.
Oh yeah, wow. He was part of the Rangers. Sorry, yeah, I knew his name.
I first read that as NFL, so we were both wrong at first. I first read it as NFL, so I thought it was a football player. So it was a hockey. So,
yeah, Marc Messier won a Stanley Cup in '94. That was
cool. In 1986, 300 invitees paid $5,000 to hear Barbara Streisand's benefit concert. Wow. Okay, you know. I wouldn't pay $5,000 to watch anybody, but whatever, you know.
I'll pay $5,000 to bang her.
That, I believe you.
Nah.
Let's see here. Scott, it's your turn. So unless there's anything that you see, and I'm looking right now as I'm reading, and it's hard to read and talk at the same time, but I'm somehow doing it. You can just go straight up to 1990 if you want, or if there's anything else here. Or wait a minute, 1989, the last one here. That's interesting.
Alright, we'll do 1989, police computer accuses 41,000 Parisans of murder/prostitution.
I think that's Parisians, so Paris citizens. So essentially, the computer had a malfunction and listed 41,000, Paris citizens for murder or prostitution. That's an like, not good. How do you fix that, dude? Like, Jesus Christ. God. Two more, Mr. Scott.
1990 7th MTV Video Music Awards. Sinead O'Connor wins.
All right.
Oh yeah, she's banned from Saturday Night Live.
You know, judging from that picture, I don't blame Saturday Night Live.
It's what she did during her live performance.
Once again, judging by her picture, I can only imagine what she did. But what'd she do?
She ripped a picture of the Pope and said, "Know who the real enemy is."
Wow. Okay. You know, there's a time and a place, and that's not the time or the place. Like, as Alice would said, there's still do's and still don'ts, and that's a major.
Oh no! Really?
Yeah.
Not that she's not also not. Oh, she's bad, but also Martin Lawrence was banned at one point.
Ah.
Because he was predictable when it comes to scripts. He didn't he did his own thing. Didn't like that.
So he went off script. You know, that's he's rogue.
Yep.
I can see how that could be a problem to power grabbers, but Scott, if you want, you can take this last 1990 because that's interesting, or anything that you pick. You know, once again, your turn, your choice. I have no control. It's you.
I got you. 1990, U.S. citizen is shot in Kuwait. Oil market surge on aggressive U.S. statements toward Iraq.
Dang. There's the build-up to Operation Desert Shield and then Desert Storm, the first Iraq War.
Yep.
I think it's Sohan's turn now.
Yes.
How about this? How about the 1991? The name Saint. You know that looks interesting.
1991. The name Petersburg has been restored. Russia's second largest city, which has been renamed Leningrad in 1924.
Hmm. Yeah. Like.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Continue.
I was just gonna say. Russia has this habit of changing names. Like, you know, there's Leningrad, there's Stalingrad, St. Petersburg. There's, like, I don't know how many times their capital, Moscow, has been renamed. Like, it's like 10 times or something. I don't know. It's crazy. Like, actually, let me look that up.
Oh.
How many times has Moscow been renamed? History of Moscow. Has Moscow always been the capital of Russia? Why is Moscow... I don't know. Well, I'm not going to find some... Maybe I might. Well, I'm not going to find the answer to my question without deep research, so I'm just going to post this link in the underbar for anybody interested to do so themselves. So anyway, continue on, Mr. Sohan.
Also, involving the USSR, 1991, USSR recognizes the independence of the three Baltic republics, Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania.
Yep. The Baltics, always a form of, always an area of contest and everything.
Yes. Also, 1994, actor Jackson Tiffany awarded $487 million for being partially blinded by Jean-Claude Van Damme during the filming of Cyborg.
I think you added in a couple too many zeros there. It's not million.
No, I thought it was 400. thought I said 400,000.
You said million. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Uno mas, senor.
And 1995, Cal Ripken Jr. breaks Aaron's record, plays in 2,131 great games.
Dang. That's a lot of games. Moving on up into 1995 as well, Senate Ethics Committee voted 6-0 to ask for expulsion of Bob Packwood. What did he do? 6-0. Like, this guy was not liked. What
did he do? You don't know what he did? He pulled the tags off mattresses.
Oh no. Oh, okay. Robert William Packwood is a U.S. retired lawyer and politician from Oregon and a member of the Republican Party. He resigned from the United States Senate under threat of expulsion in 1995 after allegations of sexual harassment, abuse, and assault of women emerged. Uh-oh. So, yeah, Senate Ethics Committee. So yeah, he was just disbarred, which is good. What he did was not cool. So. Then moving on up into 1996, Baltimore Orioles, Eddie Murray's 500th career home run. Oh, look at that. I know someone who was only 4 years old when that happened. So. And then 365 days later, in 1997, the funeral of Diana, Princess of Wales, was held at Westminster Abbey in London. Yep. Obviously,
she was a great woman.
Yeah. That's why they killed her off. She was actually, a decent human being.
She was a people's princess.
Yep. Yep. Anyway, Mr. Scott, welcome back. If you want, you can start in the U.S. Open Women's Tennis here in 1997.
All right. Sure. 1997, funeral of Diana, Princess of Wales, held at Westminster Abbey in London. Well, wait, she passed away in a car accident, right?
Yeah, she got assassinated. Yeah, we spoke about that not too long ago. Actually, what year did she? What time did she? August 31st, 1997, at the age of 36. So that was 7 days ago. So 1 week ago.
Yeah, wow, that's close.
Yeah.
Damn.
What else happened?
Also, in 1997, U.S. Open Women's Tennis, Martina Hingis wins her first U.S. title, outclasses Venus Williams 6-0 and 6-4. Well, she pretty much owned them then.
Yeah. Well. I wouldn't use that word.
Except for the second one, 6-4, but 6-0, damn, that's no chance.
Yeah. You have one more. Breaking into the next millennium.
Ooh, lucky.
All right, I got you. 2001. 18th MTV Video Music Awards, Lady Marmalade, Eve F. Gwen Stefani, and Moby F. Gwen Stefani wins.
Huh. What's with the F/? I've never seen that before.
Feature.
I don't know.
Feature. Okay. Lady Marmalade. That's a strange name, but okay.
Sounds like a peanut butter sandwich.
Sounds like a snack to me, but
right.
Mr. Sohan. Oh God. You got one of these things.
Honestly, now I think about it, I don't hate the show Twilight. I hate their fans.
Yeah. Well, the fan base is always the cringiest. So.
But the fan base is a bunch of middle-aged mothers obsessing over teenage boys.
Yep.
That's disgusting.
Exactly. No, that's why when Robin Pattinson was becoming the Batman, I gave him a chance, and he actually did well. 2006, New Moon, second book in Stephanie Meyer's Twilight Saga is published by Little Brown, sells 5.3 million copies in 2015.
All right.
Oh, god damn, she's a monster.
Dang.
2008, U.S. Open tennis, Serena Williams wins her third U.S. title, beats Jelena Kovic of Serbia 6-4, 7-5.
That's pretty close right there.
It is. That fucking monster.
Yeah. She's a beast. They call her Karma. Rip your heart out like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Okay. 2010, The King's Speech, directed by Tom Hooper, starring Colin Firth and Jeffrey Rush, premieres at the Telluride Film Festival. Best Picture 2011. I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't either, but I heard it was really good, and it's actually based off of true stuff. So, this guy really did have some kind of impediment or some kind of stage fright or something that he got over to be a public speaker. It's a really inspiring story. From what I know, I may be wrong. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I've only seen one or two things about it, and that's pretty much it. So. But why don't you take 2012 here, and then it'll be my turn.
Or 2012 29th MTV Music Video Awards, Rihanna featuring Calvin Harris, Nicki Minaj, and Chris Brown win.
Ah. Okay, that makes more sense. The F/ featuring. The other one, I haven't seen that before, but that was just mentally confusing. Anyway, moving on up into 2012. Oh wow. 61 illegal immigrants died after a fishing boat capsized off the coast of Turkey. Oof. That sucks. Maybe don't do things illegally?
Yeah, that's the risk, right?
Yep. 2012 as well, Barack Obama accepted the Democratic nomination for U.S. President. Yep, this is when everything went to shit. Or actually, no, everything's been to shit for 4 years. This is his second 4. And then 2013, 20 people were murdered by Islamist militants in villages in northeast Nigeria. Dang.
Sounds like Boko Haram.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, maybe. 2015 here, Mr. Scott. That's a crazy thing right there.
German police confirm more than 13,000 refugees have arrived in southern Germany in the last 2 days, fleeing conflicts in Iraq, Syria, and Afghanistan.
Yep. Damn.
That's quite a bit.
It's a lot over 2 days.
Yeah.
Holy
I guess
shit.
it was pretty hectic at that point, right?
Well, I mean, that was during the whole Gaddafi thing, if I'm correct. The whole Syrian revolution.
Salvador Gaddafi, yeah.
Yeah. Well, during the whole uprising and everything, so that's Syria. Iraq and Afghanistan, we already know, what's been going on there since 2003. Well, that was Iraq. I don't know when we got into Afghanistan. I think 2007 is when we finally got in there. But yeah, basically everything, U.S. warmongering stuff, pushing that, and then screwing over Germany. But I have one thing to say about refugees. Yeah, it sucks, what led to them, being refugees and everything. But at the same time, if you're going to harbor refugees, think about this. They fled their home. They don't even have the spines or the gumption to defend their own home. So what makes you think that they're going to give a fuck about you when whatever it is that they're fleeing catches up to them? Now it's on your soil. They're just going to run away and leave you high and dry. So, it's good to be humanitarian, but Don't be taken advantage of. And
Right.
Germany, it's become a meme, with them and their all the Arab, refugees and everything that they've taken. It's kind of spread to the rest of Europe, and in England, and it's just so much problems. But anyway, no, 2016 looks interesting as well. If you want that one.
2016, Minnesota man Danny Heinrich admits to kidnapping and murdering 11-year-old Jacob Wetterling on October 22nd, 1989.
Damn. That took way too long. That took 27 years. No, not 27. 27? I don't know. I'm not doing the math right. That took way too long for justice to be served. 89 to 2016, so 89, 11 was 11 plus 16 is 27. I was right. 27 years. That's disgusting. Could you imagine losing a child and not getting any closure for 27 years? That's apparent. That's abhorrent, or whatever the word. Anyway, get my mind off of this. What happened in 2017?
2017. You may have to skip me because I'm taking too long.
It's okay.
2017, Catalonia Parliament passes law to allow referendum on independence from Spain.
So they're trying to get independence, Catalonia. I think Catalonia is one of the islands. Catalonia. Let's see here. No, actually, it's a province in directly northeastern Spain, connecting them right to the south border of France. So that's where Barcelona is. So they're trying to become their own little country. That's interesting. Oh, here we go, Irma again.
All right, I got this. 2017, Hurricane Irma makes landfall on Caribbean islands in Barbuda, St. Martin's, and British Virgin Islands. Prime Minister Gaston Brown reports 95% of buildings in Barbuda damaged.
Dang. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, Irma fucked over California.
What?
Yeah.
California?
Irma. Not California, Florida.
You're the second person today to confuse those two states. I don't know what's going on. Maybe something's in the water.
Yep, that's me right here. I agree.
Mr. Sohan, you have two more. 2017 here.
2017, Mother Teresa declared co-patron of the co-patron saint of the Roman Catholic Arch of Calcutta alongside Saint Francis Xavier.
Ah, that's cool.
Yes, it is. Also, 2018, Brazilian presidential candidate Jair Bolsonaro is stabbed at a campaign rally in Luiz de Fora, Brazil.
Well, that's not nice.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, I get, you want to get your point across, but don't go stabbing people, just get a handle on the situation. Come on. 2018 as well, India's Supreme Court legalized gay sex, overturning a colonial law. So a law that's been around since before India was an independent nation. So that's...
hey, if they want to do butt sex, they better make sure they have good grades.
Yeah.
And they better make sure they're not being distracted, and they do their job, as in all people about their insurance.
Yeah.
I'm saying the telemarketers.
Yeah. Hey, we're here to contact you about your car's extended warranty.
And you also better make sure that you're good in English customer service care.
Exactly. 2018 as well, the remains of 166 people, all of which, according to this, it looks to be 2 years old, found in a mass grave in Veracruz State, Mexico. So we were talking about a mass child, sacrifice site or something the other day ago? Something like that. Sohan, Scott, does this ring any bells with you guys? Or
Not for me.
Not particularly, no.
Huh. Maybe I'm having a Mandela effect. Anyway, 2020, just 2 years ago, 100,000 people demonstrated in Minsk against Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko amid a month-long protest against his re-election. Dictator and first president of Belarus, so yeah. Wow. Man, these dictators just never change, you know?
Nope.
Wow. So, Scott, if you want 2020, that seems interesting. And, the second 2020, I'm going to have to take that.
Go ahead.
Well, no, you go, like, if you want, you can take the first 2020, or do you want that one, or do you want to skip that one?
Yeah. No, I'll take it. 2020, Los Angeles County reported its highest ever temperature of 121 degrees Fahrenheit or 49.4 degrees Celsius.
Damn, dude. It's 89 degrees right now. I'm in the greater Los Angeles area. We're having
Damn,
a
that's
record
like
heat wave.
that's like Death Valley right there.
Yeah, that pretty much is. So, yeah. But I was talking about, like, the chord change, the one right above it, if you want that one. Or, like, I all I can do is, like, point out things. If you want to take them, you can. Up to you.
Sure.
So,
Also in 2020, first chord change in 19 years in John Cage's As Slow as Possible composition, being played for 639 years in Halberstadt, Germany.
now, let's see here. As Slow as Possible composition. If this is what I think it is, let's see here. The organ, As Slow as Possible, is a keyboard work written by John Cage in the mid-1980s. 1980s. The score consists of 8 pages of music to be played at the piano or organ very, very, very slowly. Often a typical performance would last about an hour, but Cage didn't suggest a tempo making its original score. Okay. 639-year-long organ piece. Huh. So, like, apparently this is something that's supposed to take 689 years to play, I guess? I don't know. I'm just gonna post a link to this wiki here in the underbar. So if anybody, like, knows anything about this, like, I'm just wondering, like, this is weird. Like, that's an interesting thing right there. Anyway, Scott, you have 2 more?
Alright,
Oh
how
my
about
God. I'm sorry.
which one?
The one right above the U.S. Men's Tennis Open, that other 2020 there. That's
Alright.
what the fuck.
2020 also, strain of bacteria nicknamed Conan the Bacterium survives 3 years attached to the International Space Station in open space.
Oh my God. I'm just imagining, like, some single-celled organism holding a sword going, "Yeah! Let me in! I want to get into the chopper! Yeah!" Like Arnold Schwarzenegger bacterium. Like,
Oh my gosh.
Conan the Bacterium, what the fuck? I'm sorry, that was awesome.
That is freaking obscure.
Yep.
Damn.
Uno mas.
Unless you want to hear tennis, I'll do this one actually. 2020 world #1 tennis player Novak Djokovic is sensationally disqualified in 4th round of U.S. Open after hitting a ball in frustration, striking a line judge trailed Pablo Carreño Busta 5-2 in the first set.
5-6. But wow, dude, like, so he hit a ball in frustration and accidentally hit a line judge and then got DQ'd. Wow. This is why you gotta chill out, you know? Like, dang. Anyway, I'm gonna do another split here.
Alright.
Welcome to part 3. Before we move on into bursts and deaths, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? Start with Scott.
I don't know. It's up to you guys. Like,
Well, like, not up to us. I'm asking you, what's your opinion? Like, what did you find interesting?
all right.
If anything, like, if I can say something, our very first article, from 3,144 BC, so over 5,000 years ago, this is the date of the Maya / Mesoamerican long count calendar. This is when it started, corresponding to the Julian calendar, which now we use the Gregorian calendar. So all the calendar stuff, that was pretty interesting.
On my part, we got Ulysses S. Grant in 1861, Stonewall Jackson in 1862. Let's see.
Well, while you're looking, Sohan, is there anything in your mind that was interesting?
The Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, Piggly Wiggly. The first.
So-called.
Yeah, the first supermarket.
Yeah.
Also, the so-called assassination attempt. Failed assassination attempt of Mussolini.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm also looking back here at the closing of all the theaters in London. Because of the Civil War going on. So that's interesting. But yeah, what about you viewers? Is there anything that, caught your attention? You want to, ask any questions, elaborate anything if you know of anything that we've reported on, anything that we've missed? Start a dialogue, get in the comment section, talk to us, we'll talk back, believe me. Anyway, let's move on to bursts. Mr. Sowen, do you want to talk about in 1535 here? Start us off?
Hold on, let me get to it.
Alright. Um,
1535.
Yep, 1535.
1535, Emmanuel van Merten, Flemish merchant and historian born in Antwerp, died 1612. And 1755, Marquis de Lafayette, American patriot and French revolutionary born in Germanic, France.
Oh yeah,
Died
Lafayette.
1834.
Wow, this guy is the reason why we're even around, because he came here, if this is a guy I'm thinking about, he came here and he trained our ragtag group, the 1st Continental Army, into line formations and make us stand up, somewhat to the British as far as on the field. He was, the lessons they learned from before the Napoleonic Wars, but from all the revolutions and all the wars, from the 100 Years' War and all the things that they have fought, Britain for hundreds of years. They're teaching us, us upstarts, and their assistance is what led to the success of the U.S. Revolution, or the American Revolution, and then by extension, then that later led on to more revolutions and stuff in France and all that stuff. So one hand feeding the other and all that, so forth. And by extension, this is how Australia got formed, because once the British lost us, the colonies, they still had prisoners, so they just started sending them to Australia, and the rest is history. So. Anyway, we have John Dalton was born on this day in 1766. He was an English physicist and chemist who developed the atomic theory of matter and researched color blindness. Born in Eaglesfield, England, dying in 1844. Well, that's cool. He's a chemist, a physicist, and meteorologist.
Wow.
That's a lot of ists right there. Smart guy.
It is.
Yep. We have, I'm just going to read this one. This one, I just lost. Here we go. 1797, we have William Extra Billy Smith, a American lawyer and Confederate Army, born in King George County, Virginia, dying in 1887. So William. So I guess that's Extra Billy, because William is Billy, or Billy is slang for is the nickname for William, but it's William, so Extra Billy. That's interesting. Too bad he was a Confederate, Mr. Scott, I believe it is now your turn.
Alright, let's see, I'm just scrolling through, see if we got anything else. 1860, Jane Addams, American pacifist, social activist, feminist, author, co-founder of the ACLU Nobel Peace Prize for 1931. Born in Cedarville, Illinois, died in 1935.
Huh. Up to you, but if you want to backtrack to 1817, you being a Canadian at heart at least, this would be interesting,
Fine. Alexander Tilloch Galt, Canadian politician, a father of Canadian Confederation, born in Chelsea, England, died in 1893.
Father of Canadian Confederation, So that's pretty cool. Mr. Sohan,
Yeah.
I believe it's your turn.
Okay.
1888 or whatever before that.
Yep, if you see any interesting, ones, which I'm not used to pre-reading people. Like, you got to read the whole thing, to see, because I saw something.
Yeah.
I saw something here earlier. It's like some kind of inventor. Where'd he go? Oh yeah. Well, 1819, the last 1819, if you want that.
I'll go with 1888.
All right.
1888, Joseph P. Kennedy, American diplomat, father of JFK, RFK, and Teddy, born in Boston, Massachusetts. Oh, the father of the Kennedys.
Hey, look at that.
She shot too? I mean, what?
Complications from a stroke. Died at age 81 on November 18th, 1969. So no, he was not cursed. Well, I guess not like Kennedy cursed, at least dying tragically, in crazy ways.
And he did not have brain cancer.
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird, dude.
It really was.
I got one more. I'm looking for someone.
Yep. We have more inventor. Ooh. How about 1921?
Okay.
Unless you have one from before that.
1921. Norman Joseph Woodland, American inventor, barcode, born in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Yeah, the
died
inventor.
2012.
Yeah, the inventor of the barcode, which I don't have one on this water bottle. But,
Wow.
yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm just gonna move on up, unless anybody sees anything. What were you gonna say, Scott?
No, that's agreed. That's the invention of the barcode. Like, how are they using it back then? Damn.
Yeah, like I just actually saw a short video about the introduction of barcodes, because it used to be when you go to the store or whatever, they had to punch in things, stuff manually with every item. With we're so so privileged nowadays. You just fill up your cart, just boop boop boop.
That's it.
Like, can you imagine standing in line and having them type in everything that you buy? You'd be there for an hours, dude. God damn, the lines at Walmart would be. I don't even think that things would be able to work the way they do these days without barcodes. Anyway, we have Roger Waters was born on this. Sorry.
No, I agree.
Yeah. We have Roger Waters, born on this date in 1943. Actual name is George Roger Waters. He was an English rock bassist and vocalist, Pink Floyd, 1964 through 85. 2005, Another Brick in the Wall. Hey, I've listened to that album so many times. Born in Cambridge, England. So, dang. I had no idea about this name, but very influential. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. Yep.
Yep.
Because teachers really do got to leave them kids alone, though, So, 1947, we have Jane Curtin, was a U.S. actress, or is a U.S. actress. Saturday Night Live, Kate and Alley, Third Rock from the Sun, born in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Hey. And then, Mr. Scott, your turn now.
Also in 1947, Sylvester James Jr., American singer and songwriter, Do You Wanna Funk, born in Watts, Los Angeles, California. He died in 1988.
Dang, so he's only 41 years old. That's pretty young.
It is. Let's see.
Do you want to funk? That's way too close to another word, you know? Like, you can mishear that really easily.
Yeah. Of course. Man, that's back in the day when, like, what is it, disco and all that? Like, that was such almost a fad back in the day. So there were certain people who liked, you know, funk and disco. So, let's see. You know, I don't know. I'll do this one. 1958. Jeff Foxworthy, American comedian for Jeff Foxworthy Show, born in Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow, why is that not highlighted? Jeff Foxworthy is awesome. At least I like him.
That's what I thought. I saw that. I'm like, man, he was born today.
Yeah, not to mention, like, the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, you know, 2-3 movies, whatever they did, you know? Him with Bill Engvall, Larry the Cable Guy, and Tater Salad, what's his face? Help me, what's his name? Who is Tater
You want to look it up?
Yeah, I'm looking it up. Ron White, there we go. I literally Google searched who is Tater Salad. Ron White. They call me Tater Salad. Sohan, your turn.
Look at that. In 1958, there's somebody named Buster Blood Vessel.
Wait, what?
That's right.
Before Jeff Foxworthy.
I see that.
Gosh,
Wow.
I've never seen any name like that before in my life.
That sounds violent.
You're on Earth still.
We are in bursts. We are up to, unless you have any other, you know, things real quick. I mean, you can read the Buster Blood Vessel, or you can scroll up into 1972 for the next highlighted one here.
I'll do 1972. 1972, Idris Elba. English actor, The Wire and Luther, born in London, England. Also, he was the voice of Knuckles.
Knuckles.
In the new Sonic movie.
Masonic movie?
In the new Sonic movie, yeah.
Oh, that Knuckle. Okay, I thought you were talking about Captain Knuckles. Knuckles. Okay, the Enchinda or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
And you have one more. You know, you could pick and choose. There's no highlighted more,
Okay.
so. Or you can just start off deaths. Up to you.
And I know I've seen it. Where it had that. 1976. No, not yeah. 1976. Naomi Harris, English actress, Moonlight. Also, Pirates of the Caribbean movies too. Born in Ingliston, London.
Oh, that's cool. Moving on up into deaths, I'm going to start us off in the year 394. We have Eugenius, a linguistic / anti-emperor of Rome, from 392 through 94, died in battle. And then we have William Allen, died on this date in 1780. He was an American loyalist, Chief Justice of the province of Pennsylvania, and Mayor of Philadelphia. Died at the age of 76. And, you know, as that's a really good, you know, well, not a good year to die in, but, you know, a good number at least. 1776, dying in 76. He's a loyalist, you know. Man, this guy, like, he filled in all the check boxes, you know. Mr. Scott, your turn.
I'm gonna have to jump off. I'll see y'all later.
All right, Mr. Sohan, thank you for joining, and you have a good rest of your day.
You too.
And Scott, we're 4 minutes away from breaking our record again.
I see that, man. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
1952, Gertrude Lawrence, English actress for Mimi Rembrandt and musical performer, dies of liver and abdominal cancer at 54.
Dang.
Anyway, let's see if there's anything in between that. I don't recognize all these obscure
Obscure
names.
names.
If I could talk. Alright. 1966, Margaret Sanger, U.S. feminist and birth control pioneer, dies at 86. Wow, that's the birth control pioneer?
And she's one of them. So, hey,
Yeah, I wonder how. Like, what were they doing in birth control in 1966? Like, what?
Well, I mean, like, you know, condoms were probably around. There were probably pills, you know, stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
I have a really, like, you know, and this has worked throughout all of time. You know, this is 100% effective at birth control. It's called closing your legs. You know, it's that easy.
True.
You know?
I see that she passed away at 86 in 1966. So this was like, 86 years ago. So she, around that time. So.
No, it's more like 60. Let's see here. 2022 minus 1986 equals 36 years. Wait, no. No, that's wrong. Hold on. 2022.
It says, 1966.
1966. 56
That's
years.
when she died at 86.
Yeah, she died at the age of 86. That was 56 years ago.
So basically, like the early 1900s.
She was born, if she was 86 and 66, then she was born in 1880. Born in 1879. September 14th, 1879. So we're going to be talking about her again here, September 14th. So in 8 days, we're going to be talking about her in births. So.
Wow.
Oh.
As long as they list it.
I find that really ironic. She was a Virgo.
Yeah.
And she's talking about birth control. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, you know, if you were a true Virgo, you won't have to worry about birth control. So. Anyway, you have one more, right? I think. I don't know. Just take one.
More.
The next highlighted one is 1990 here. I'm just
Yeah,
trying to.
1990. Tom Fogerty, American rocker for Creedence Clearwater, dies of tuberculosis at 48.
Dang. And I hear somebody has hiccups. So.
Yes, I do. I cannot control it right now. I don't know what's going on.
Well, hell, if I ever meet the man who can control hiccups, you know, that's somebody who's not a human. So. Yeah.
I'm just having hiccups on the show right now. Shoot.
1991, Donald Henry Pee Wee Gaskins died on this date. He was a U.S. serial killer, claimed to have murdered over 100 people, executed via electric chair at the age of 58. Damn. So, oof. Yeah.
That's that's an infamous guy. It's like he's claimed to have murdered it, so it's not proved. He's like, I killed all these people. Like.
1998, we have Akira Kurosawa, was a Japanese director and screenwriter who was posthumously named Asian of the Century in the Arts, Literature, and Culture category. Rashomon, Drunken Angel, Seven Samurai, and Ran died of a stroke at the age of 88. Yo, Scott, what you got to do, okay, if you're watching me, take as deep of a breath as you can. Okay, you know, just, and then hold it. You know, turn off your sound. You know, just bubble yourself. Just be calm. You know, just leave a humming in your head. If you hiccup, just put more pressure. You know, like don't pop your head off or anything. But like, you know, what I usually do to contain hiccups is, you know, as I say, you know, sit up straight. You know, stretch your torso, get everything nice and taut, so that way there's no, you know, air bubbles or anything. Take a deep breath. You know, if you need to, put your hands up, just relax. You know, don't strain anything. Don't make your body use any oxygen. and that
Yep.
usually works for me. And if not, then just slowly drink water and then keep trying. So
I'm progressing through it. I think I'm sitting up straight. So far it's been better. I'm talking right now. I'm not hiccuping, so it's
that's good. Well, it's
as funny as that is. I'm just sitting here hiccuping, trying to darn. Like we're gonna freaking watch this in the future and be like, hey, Scott's been hiccuping for the last 20 minutes.
Well, I want to say something that is not a hiccup. We are currently breaking record right now as we progress.
I'm so excited. Yes.
Yeah. But if you want, we have 2007 here for you.
All right. 2007, Luciano Pavarotti, Italian operatic tenor. O Giorgio, the three tenors, dies at 71.
Yeah, Pavarotti, one of the greater opera singers, as far as I know, culturally. Like he made a little bit of appearance in I'm not sure if he voiced it in Futurama, but I remember there the Lucy Liu episode in Futurama. Bender had Pavarotti's head, in a jar in his chest compartment, and he's like, "Move over, Pavarotti." Lucy Liu's going in here, and he throws him. He's like, "Oh," like an opera singer. It was funny.
Oh, I'll have to look. We'll have to look that up later or something. I don't know. That's
yeah.
Pretty cool.
Well, while you're reading your next one, which next highlighted one is 2018 here, I'm actually going to search for Bender Pavarotti, so we can watch this after the show. Yep, I got it right here.
Oh, and by the way, it seems your process of hiccups has helped me because I'm no longer hiccuping.
Yep.
How about that?
Mm-hmm. With age comes wisdom. This is a pretty big name here. I remember this name.
Alright, yeah, 2018, Burt Reynolds, American actor for Deliverance, Evening Shade, and Striptease and Cannonball, dies of cardiac arrest at 82.
Dang. Heart attack.
Yeah, he's very famous.
2018 as well, we have Richard DeVos, died on this date. He was a U.S. businessman who co-founded Amway, died at the age of 92.
So, is that trains?
Amway. Let me see here. Amway. Amway United States Start Your Own Business is a multi-level marketing company that sells health, beauty, and home care products. The company was founded in 1959 by J. Van Andel and Richard DeVos and is based in Ada, Michigan. Amway and its sister companies under Alticor reported sales of $8.4 billion in 2019. So they're doing pretty good.
It's got to be a separate train thing that I'm confusing in, but damn.
I think you're thinking of Amtrak.
Yes, darn it. Dang it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. In 2019, we lost Robert Mugabe. He was a Zimbabwean revolutionary prime minister of Zimbabwe from 1980 through 87, and also the first black president of Zimbabwe from 1988 to 2017. Died at the age of 95. So yeah, he was the prime minister and then later president. So, wow, what a concept! A black guy ruling a black nation. Why not?
Finally.
Yeah. Jeez.
Damn, Zimbabwe. They probably needed him at the time, and he lived for a long time.
Yeah. 2019. Oh yeah, he's age 95. So, that's pretty old. Anyway, you have one, and you can pick two or whatever. You can close us out, bro. 2000.
All right, I got you. All right.
Just last year.
2021, Jean-Paul Belmondo, French actor for Breathless, Casino Royale, and Magnificent. Dies at yes, Magnificent. I can't speak.
Magnifique. Sorry.
Magnificent.
I'll take it.
Gosh darn it. Magnificent.
Magnifique. Actually, you're right. Magnifique.
Gosh.
You're
Alright.
right.
So, he passed away at 88. Really? So wait, did they remake Casino Royale with James Bond later?
Uh, uh, I don't know.
If you look it up, there's a Casino Royale with I can't remember his name, but
I have a 2006 film here.
yep, that's it.
There's also a 1967 film.
I think it's the newest one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Casino Royale in 1967 was a spy parody film originally distributed by Columbia Pictures featuring an ensemble cast. So it's a parody.
Interesting.
I'm going to post a link to this in the underbar as well. So unless there's any other ones, that you can see that are interesting, then I'm going to close this out.
All right, I think we've covered a lot of stuff today, so I think we're good.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, whoever has been watching us. All this time. It's been a long show, but fun show. I need the script. I've just completely forgot my outro thing. That concludes the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may be interested, which also includes everything, but not including but not limited to everything Omni Coalition and SON TV on Twitch. Go check them out. Links to all that stuff is in the underbar. For your dose of past events daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific time.
1 p.m. Eastern time.
Yep. For all of you and all of us, I am, of course, A.O. Xander.
I am Scott, a.k.a. Scotty Too Hottie for you. Homage to Xander's name.
Well, as SON says, you may not be from Tennessee, but you're the only 10 I see. Anyway, you viewer, of course, are you. And until you catch us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Until then, toodles. Let's go, Brandon.